Hello everyone, my name is Deshan Bandara and today I am excited to walk you through a project I have been working on, designing a fully responsive user sign-in and sign-up page. This project is a great example of how we can combine different web technologies to create a modern and user-friendly experience. For this project, I have used powerful combination of HTML for the structure, CSS for styling, and JavaScript for interactivity to ensure the design looks great on any device from a large desktop screen to a small mobile phone. I have also integrated the Bootstrap framework. Let's start by looking at the design itself. I have chosen a light blue background with a subtle brush stroke effect to give the page an artistic touch. The main feature is this custom illustration on the left showing people interacting with the giant shopping bag. This imagery immediately sets the tone of an e-commerce site. Here I have set the eShop logo and I have added a paragraph tag and I'm saying hi, welcome to eShop to welcome a user who is visiting this newly created website. As you can see, this is a sign up page. The title Create an account is prominent and easy to read. The form fields are laid out clearly asking for the user's first name, last name, email, password, mobile number and gender. The placeholder text in each fields provide helpful examples making it easy for users to know what to enter. Below the form you will see distinct blue sign up button. Next to it there is a black button that say already have an account and sign in. This is a simple but crucial design element that allows users to switch between the two forms with a single click. Let's see. Now let's look at the sign-in page. The design is consistent with the sign-up page, ensuring a cohesive user experience. This page is much simpler and asking only for the user's email and password. I have also included a remember me checkbox and a forget password link, which are essential for user convenience and security. The buttons at the bottom are also color coded. The blue sign in button is the main action, while the red new to eShop sign up button makes it easy for new users to create an account. Now you can see the real magic of this design is its responsiveness. I will thank to Bootstrap. These pages will automatically adjust to fit any screen size, providing a seamless experience whether this one is a large screen like computer and this one is a medium screen like tablet and this screen is a small one like your smartphone. Now let's get into the heart of the project, the code. We will start by looking at the index.php file. This is our main file and it's where we bring all the different components of our page together. At the very top I will start the PHP starting tag and you will notice this line include connection.php. This is a very important part of our server-side logic. It allows us to connect our web page to the database. Without the connection, we wouldn't be able to handle things like user registration or login. Next we have our basic HTML structure. We have got the head section where we link our CSS and Bootstrap files. This is how we apply all our style and responsive design. We also link custom style.css file for our own unique styles and a bootstrap.css file to leverage the power of the framework. We then link our style sheet like style.css for custom styles and bootstrap.css to use Bootstrap framework, which saves us a lot of time on styling and responsiveness. Finally, and this line added a browser which image to show as the page favicon, and I will set the title for the browser tab and its name is eShop. Let's moving into the body section. You will see the main body is a class used in style.css to apply page background and other global styles. The container fluid class makes the container span the full width of the screen, and we are centering all our content using deflex, justify content center, and VH100. The VH100 class ensures the container takes up the full height of the viewport. Inside the body, we have a main row that aligns its content vertically in the center. The first section is our header. It is a div with the qual12 class, so it takes up the full width. Inside this we have a div with the logo class where the eShop logo is displayed, and I will create a div with the qual12 class, a paragraph tag with a welcome message. Hi, welcome to eShop. Next up is the main content area where our sign up and sign in forms live. This is a div with qual12 and padding 3. The p3 class adds some padding. This section is divided into two columns using Bootstrap grid. We have a qual6 and the large block div for the illustrative background image. The dnone and the large block class means this image is hidden on a small screen but visible on large screen, which helps with the responsive design. That line. This is the main container for our sign up form. We are using Bootstrap grid system here. Qual12 means the container will take up the full width on the small screen like mobile phones, while qual large 6 means it will only takes up half the width on the large screen like desktop. This is what makes our design responsive. We have also given it an ID sign up box so we can easily target it with our JavaScript. And this line inside the container we have a new row to hold the form element. The G2 class is another Bootstrap utility that adds a small gap between our columns, giving the form some breathing room. And this line simply displays the handling for our form, create new account centered on the page, and that part is crucial for user feedback. It's an empty alert box that's hidden by default thanks to the dnone class. We have given it the ID of message div and the inner alert and ID of message. Using JavaScript, we can make this alert visible and display an error message to the user if, for example, they leave field empty or enter an invalid email. That line. Here, our first input field, first name, it is wrapped in a div with qual6, so it takes up half the width of the row. The label element is associated with our input, and the input itself has a type of text, a Bootstrap class of form controller for styling. A placeholder give the user an example, an ID of name for easy to access the JavaScript. This is the same structure as the first name field, but for the last name, an ID of lname for easy to access JavaScript. For the email field, we use a qual12 container to make it with full width. Notice the type is email, which helps browser provide better validation and a special keyboard layout on mobile devices, and ID of email for the easy to use with JavaScript. That line, the password field is similar, but its type is password. This automatically masks the task text as the user type, which is essential for security, and ID of password for the easy to access with JavaScript. That line, the mobile number field is a standard text input, again placed in a col6 container, and I will use the ID of mobile for access the JavaScript site, and here that is what's in here. The outer div with the class col6 is from Bootstrap. It tells our page to take up half the width of the parent container on medium to large screen. This is a key part of our responsive design as it ensures the form fields are laid out neatly. Next, we have a label that simply says gender, which is essential for accessibility and user clarity. The select element is what creates our drop-down menu. The ID is gender, crucial because it allows us to easily access this element later using JavaScript to get the user's selected value. The form control class is a standard Bootstrap class that styles the drop-down to match the rest of our form. Now let's look at the PHP code inside. This line is our first interaction with the database. We are running a SQL query to select all records from our gender table. The result is stored in a variable $rs. The next line gets the number of rows returned from the query. This is a simple but important check to see how many gender options we have. Then we have our for loop. This loop will run as many times as there are gender options in our database, which ensures our drop-down list is automatically populated with the correct data. Inside the loop fetches each row of the data from our result set and store in the $data variable as an associative array. This makes it easy to access the data by column name. Finally, we have the HTML option tag. The line value set the value of the option to the gender ID from the database. This is the value that will be sent to the server when the form is submitted. The text display to the user is set. This line, which shows the actual gender name like male or female. This dynamic generation ensures our form is always up to date with the database. Let's move on the buttons at the bottom of the sign up page. These two divs again use Bootstrap grid system. The col12 ensure each button takes up the full width on a small screen, while col6 make them sit side by side on larger screen. The dgrid class is a Bootstrap utility that makes the button fill the entire width of the container. The first button, likewise this button, is our main sign up button. The classes button and button primary give it a standard Bootstrap button style with a blue color indicating a primary action. The crucial part here is the on-click sign up attribute. This is where we link our HTML to JavaScript. When a user clicks this button, it will trigger the sign up function in our JavaScript file, which will handle all the client-side validation and data submission. This second button already have an account sign in. Uses the button dark classes for a different visual style, making it a secondary action. The on-click change view attribute calls a JavaScript function that will seamlessly transition the user from the sign-up form to the sign-in form without a full page reload, providing a smooth user experience. Now we talk about the sign-in part. Here we have a div element that acts as a container for our sign-in form. The class full12 makes it span with the full width on a small screen, and large 6 makes it half width on large screen. The dnone class initially hides this div. We will use JavaScript to show or hide this box when the user switch between the sign-in and sign-up pages. And that line is set up a bootstrap row with a small gutter G2, which provides spacing between the columns inside it. And that code line, this is a simple heading for the sign-in section. It uses the qual12 class to take up the full width of its parents row. And that code line, this section is for displaying error message. It is a div that's initially hidden with dnone when we need to show an error like a wrong email or password. Our JavaScript code will remove the dnone class and display a bootstrap alert message inside it. This is a small block for PHP code. It's checked if a user has a cookie name, email or password stored on their computer. This happens if they have previously checked the remember me option. If these cookies exist, the code fetches their values and stores them in the $email and $password variable. Here, our email input field, the label is linked to the input, and we are using bootstrap classes like form label and form control for styling. Notice the value attribute. It is using that PHP code. We just look at the pre-fill, the email field with the value from the cookie if it exists. Similarly, this is the password input field. The type password masks the characters as the user type. It also uses the PHP code to pre-fill the value from the cookie. This is the remember me checkbox. When a user checks this and sign in successfully, our JavaScript and PHP will work together to save their email and password in a cookie for future visit. This is the forget password link. Clicking it will trigger an JavaScript function called forget password, which will handle the process of helping the user reset their password. And here's our main sign-in button. The grid class makes it a block level button that stretches to the full width of its column. When a user clicks, it calls it calls in the sign-in JavaScript function, which will handle form validation and sending the data to the server. Finally, this button allows user to switch to the sign up page. The on-click change view call a JavaScript function that will hide the sign-in form and show the sign-up form. Let's look at the main container for our model. It is a div with the class model and a unique ID of FP model. This ID is what we will use to target and open this model with JavaScript. The tab index -1 attribute makes the model accessible and focuses on it when it opens. Inside this, we have the model dialog and model content divs, which are standard bootstrap classes that handle the positioning and styling of the model box itself. That lines, we have a model header. This section contains the title of our model, forget password, and a close button The close button is button element with the class button close and the attribute data vs dismiss model, which is a powerful bootstrap feature that automatically closes the model when clicked. The model body is where we have placed the main input field. I have used a bootstrap row and call system with class row G-tree to create a flexible layout. The G-tree class adds a small gutter or spacing between our columns. Now let's look at the first input field for the new password. That one. We have a div with the class called 6, which tell Bootstrap to make this column take up take up half the width of the row on the medium to large screen. Inside we have our label and then a custom style input group. Notice the input type password. This is crucial for security as it masks the characters as the user type. We have also added a button next to it. This button has an on-click event that calls a JavaScript function named showPassword1 method. This function will toggle the input type from password to text, allowing the user to see what they have typed, and I will explain the JavaScript function in more details later. Then the second column called 6 is for the retype field. It's set up in similar way with its own input and a button that calls show password to. This is a great example of a standard form group. The div acts as a container. Inside we have a label with the class from label. Bootstrap gives this class some default styling like a little bit of margin to make the label look nice. The text inside is verification code. What the user will see below that is input tag. It is a type text, which means it's standard text box. The class form controller is a crucial Bootstrap class that gives the input field. It's full with padding and a neat border, ensuring it looks consistent with the rest of our form. Finally, the ID we code is important. This unique ID allows us to target this specific input field using JavaScript. We will need this ID later to get the user's input and perform action like validation. Here is a small but important part of our code, the model footer. This belongs to a model which is a pop-up window. We have likely designed a forget password feature that uses this. The code shows two buttons, a close button and a reset button. The close button, that button has a model attribute. This is a Bootstrap specific attribute that tells the browser to automatically close the model when this button is clicked. The reset button has an on-click reset password attribute. This is where JavaScript comes in. When this button is clicked, it calls a function named reset password. We will write this function in our javascript.js file to handle the logic for resetting a user password, such as handling a password reset mail. Next we have our persistent footer. This is the copyright message you see at the bottom of the page. The class fixed bottom is another useful Bootstrap class that keeps this element fixed at the very bottom of the viewport, so it is available always visible. The D none, the large block classes are used for responsiveness. They hide this element on smaller screen like phones and show it only on larger screen like likely laptops and desktops. This is a great example of how to make our design mobile friendly. Finally, at the very end of our body tag, you can see I will use script tags. The script.js line link JavaScript file, and this is where all the dynamic behavior happens, like validating the form data, switching between the signing and sign up pages, and the handling the password reset. And the last tag script in bootstrap.js link the bootstrap JavaScript file, which is necessary for component like model to function correctly. This section defines style that apply to entire page or to many elements. General styling, the asterisk, is all universal sectors. It applies the font family. I will use quicksand and font size rules to every single element on the page. This set a consistent look for all text font face. This rule import your custom font, quicksand and honey script from the specified file. The browser load these fonts so they can be used on page. These CSS rules define look of the main page, containers and background. Main body, this class is applied to the body tag in your HTML. It set a background image and the background size property ensure this image fill the entire browser window without distortion. This class style the logo image. It set a fixed height of 100 pixel and use background size content to ensure the logo is fully visible within its container. This background CSS code, this class is used for the decorative illustration next to your form. The properties are similar to logo, ensuring the image fits neatly into its designated space. This title class, the class uses the custom honey font, make the "Hi, welcome to eShop" text stand out with the handwriting feel. And this class style the form title, signing and create new account. It use font weight bold to make them visually prominent and easy to read. The rest of the CSS define style for other parts of our website that are mentioned in the index.php file but may not be on the initial sign up page. These classes are ready to be used on other pages of our website. The cart icon, post the image and post a caption. These classes are likely used for the main e-commerce pages, styling things like shopping cart icons and promotional posters. PM, these classes style the payment. These classes are likely These classes style the payment method by using separate classes like PM1, PM2, PM3, PM4. You can apply a specific icon image to each. That single product and main image, product quantity. These are for styling a single product page, including the main image and quantity control. These classes providing visual feedback, empty state like empty watch list or shopping cart using specific background image, invoice header image. This is styling logo on an invoice or receipt page. These are for styling element that hold message or chat conversion, ensuring they have a fixed height and are scrollable. Now let's talk about a key piece JavaScript that makes a form from switch so seamlessly. The change view function is called when user clicks sign in or sign up button at the bottom of the form. Let's look at this code. First, the function gets a reference to the two main form containers using their IDs. Then it uses a powerful method called class_list.toggle method. This method checks if the class D none is present on the element. If it is, toggle removes. If it is not there, toggle adds it. Since one form start visible and other form is hidden, calling this function on both containers at the same time simply swap their visibility. It is a very efficient way to handle this without reloading the page.